Welcome to PeopleTech, the podcast of workforce AI news. I'm Mark Pfeffer. This is our first episode with our new sound, so I hope you like it. Celebrating with me today, or at least talking, is Naomi Lariviere. She's the Vice President of Product Management at ADP Shared Services. She also oversees the new ADP Assist. Ultimately, Assist will be a way into all of ADP's data. The goal is to put more processing power and flexibility into the hands of users. We're going to talk about that, the product's development, and more on this edition of PeopleTech. Hi, Naomi. Welcome. Well, first, could you tell me about Assist? What's it meant to do?
ADP Assist is a cross-platform solution, and it's powered by generative AI, and we are leveraging millions of data points to provide employee, manager, and HR professionals experiences that are easy, smart, and human. It covers a gamut of different use cases that occur on an everyday basis for these types of clients, and it overall, in general, helps them have a better experience with ADP's products.
What was the thinking behind it?
Yeah, so, ADP has been in the business of artificial intelligence for the last 5 years. So as the technology is growing and evolving, we're always looking at ways that we can provide a experience that is going to make our users improve their decision making, give them some new data insight. So a lot of what we've been working on is helping provide specific interventions that are going to help them kind of get on with the rest of their day so that they can move on to the more strategic components of their work.
Can we go a step further with that? Because I understand what you're saying, it makes sense, but there's an awful lot to ADP's product. I mean, there's a lot of data, for example.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different capabilities. And it's always struck me as it must be sort of hard to navigate that, depending on your use case, essentially. Did that factor into it? Was there any way of thinking this would just make life easier for the customer?
Yeah, at the heart of it, data is at the core of everything that we're doing. We have a lot of data that we've accumulated over the last 75 years, and that really serves as the foundation to help us understand where are the pain points that our clients experience, what they do most frequently, how we can best serve them so that they're more efficient, they're more strategic in their decision making, and that they have the ability to do the job that they're doing in the most expedient manner. We have leveraged that data in a way that allows us to provide the right interventions at the right time. And that's all by studying our clients, talking with them, knowing where their pain points are, and then trying to very specifically target those challenges that they may have or the problems that they're trying to solve as they manage their own organizations and the people in them.
Now, when you say this is all cross-platform, does that mean basically all across ADP? So this isn't a product-specific feature. This is something that's creeping into all of your products?
That's correct. We are strategically targeting our platforms, our HCM platforms, and weaving in the most useful components. So for example, with our Run product, we introduced the concept of Omni Search, which it basically allows them to search by intent. We've recently rolled out a use case in payroll, which helps to determine anomalies and understand how to fix those anomalies so that payroll runs faster. We also have the ability to hunt for missing tax IDs to allow our HR professionals to correct things before they become a big problem for that organization. So you're going to see us weaving in all ADP Assist across all the different HCM domains that a client can have with ADP.
Now, that leads me to think that there's not a particular kind of customer this is aimed at, that you're thinking this is kind of part of the interface for everybody eventually. Is that right?
Yeah, so think of this as an intelligent experience platform. So it can serve our small businesses, it can serve the very large parts of our business as well, and it can help our organizations globally. We really are looking at commonalities across these user bases to understand what are the typical things that they're going to run into and how do we solve those challenges on a day-to-day basis.
I try to imagine the meeting, having worked in the corporate world myself, I know there's always meetings. And I'm trying to imagine the meeting where somebody said, let's put a conversational interface using generative AI across everything. I mean, that's pretty ambitious. How did you get to that point?
So what I would say is think of ADP Assist in multiple ways. So it's the conversational UI aspect of it. It's providing insights through data elements or data insights that we can see when you're on a particular page that, hey, you need to solve something, and we'll give them that action. It's also Q&As that we have. So think of it more as multimodal. You can look at this on your mobile phone, you can look at it on your desktop, and it gives you that information or that insight at that moment versus everything's from a search bar. Everything is, typing in questions and response, and it becomes like this chat interface or exchange. It's not that. It's more specific interventions for specific contexts.
So what have you been hearing from the field? What are users saying about it?
So clients that are using ADP Assist in early release, there's been a lot of like, oh, that's a light bulb moment for me. We were talking with a client just last week, and she's like, the situation that she noticed ADP Assist on was she was missing a tax ID for a particular state. And she's like, oh, I remember we have employees there, but I forgot to do that registration. ADP Assist allowed her to do that. She also recognized that she had a tax ID for a state that she didn't have any employees in. So it allowed her to remedy that situation too. So for her, it was like, this was smart. This was easy. This, I could just do it very quickly, and it really didn't take that much time. It was a nice reminder for her to be able to use it.
And was that because she could ask the question along the lines of, find me the tax ID for this state and put it in this form? Is it that kind of?
Well, it actually served that insight up right for her. It said, hey, you're missing 3 tax IDs. These are the ones. Would you like to fix that right now? And it allowed her to, make a decision on whether or not she wanted to fix it now. She could fix it later. If she already had the ID, but she forgot to tell us about it, she could enter that information in, and it would take care of the entire transaction flow for her.
I want to draw a distinction between users and your customers. A lot of the users are employees of your customers. I'm wondering if your customers are looking at this in a slightly different way. I mean, what are they thinking the business advantages are besides it makes things easier for our people? Are there any things that they're talking about?
Yeah, so some of the AI advancements we've provided to our clients' employees are things like action cards. So, for example, Naomi hasn't taken enough PTO this year. We can serve up an insight to their employees that says, hey, you might want to take some PTO because you accumulated a large chunk of it. That helps the clients themselves. It also helps the employees go, oh yeah, I forgot I'm supposed to be taking Christmas off and I need to put in that PTO request. So it helps their employees with very meaningful tasks that happen along the way. And our clients have been pretty excited about the things that we've been rolling out. We're offloading some of the quick emails that employees will send them, so we can answer questions around their benefits. We can answer questions around their pay, around their time off, around their retirement. Those are all things that are kind of like easy things, but in most traditional HR organizations, it's an email to the HR person. They have to respond to that email. we kind of cut all of that out for them. And it makes it easier because the employee can get it when they're thinking about it versus, oh, let me remember to, email Cindy in HR about XYZ.
So what's this mean for ADP going forward?
So we are really excited about all of the generative AI capabilities, and we think as this technology continues to evolve, we're going to be able to weave it in through even more parts of our products and services. We are, pretty bullish on the fact that we have a lot of data. We have the largest data set in the industry, and we can draw insights and actions for our users that, is based on the fact that we have 41 million wage earners that are using our system. So we believe we can make our systems very smart and very capable in terms of moving that HR professional or that manager or that employee to a better decision with our technology.
How do you think that the technology compares to some of your competitors? Is this the kind of feature that we're going to see more of across the industry? Do you kind of feel that let me ask this, who are you watching in terms of competitors to see if they're approaching usability and sophistication in the same way you are?
So, when we think about our products, we look at all of our competitors, we see what they're doing, but what we're doing is different. We are really leveraging and harnessing the power of our data to serve up the right interventions for our clients. We don't really think of this as a me too. We're thinking, this is a plus, plus, plus in terms of what we're doing. There's, a lot of interesting things going on in the market, and what we really want to do is not just make interesting things, but really things that are going to change the behavior of our clients and their employees.
Now that it's launched, are you still going to be crazy busy, or will things settle down for you?
We are always crazy busy here at ADP, and I would say that we have a very robust roadmap in terms of what we're doing with ADP Assist. So, we've just launched a set of features. We're in process already with our next set of features, which we'll be communicating throughout this entire year. So we are busy. We are all behind this program. And we've got a lot of very smart, very active individuals in making this a success. So we're excited.
Naomi, thanks very much. I appreciate your taking the time, and it was great to meet you.
It was a lovely time. Thank you.
My guest today has been Naomi Lariviere, Vice President of Product Management at ADP Shared Services. And this has been PeopleTech, the podcast of Workforce AI News. To keep up with HR technology, visit Workforce AI News, and for more depth, subscribe. We're the most trusted source of news in the HR tech industry. Find us at www.workforceai.news. I'm Mark Pfeffer.